I work just as hard on trying to be a motivator and inspired figure for my athletes or people I come in contact with as much as I try to be the best coach in the country. And it's tough. It's probably tougher than learning how to coach wrestling. And the more awesome kids I get to come in contact with and get to meet and get to follow, whether I'm meeting them at camps around the country or guys that are in my club, the more challenges I face to continue to get better at that role. And here's the key, guys. You can't, this is the way wrestling works, right? There's this box. Okay, everybody gets the box when you start wrestling. And what's inside that box? You gotta work hard, gotta be disciplined, gotta lift weights, gotta diet, gotta get your extra workouts in, gotta go to practice, gotta listen to your coach, gotta compete. You want to win at a high level, you got to compete at a high level on a regular basis. So that box exists for anybody, whether you just started wrestling or whether you're Jordan Burroughs, right? That box exists for everybody. But the guys that truly succeed at the highest level, the guys that are the biggest entertainers, the guys that look outside the norm and truly try to put a dent in the atmosphere, are the guys that take that box, they get out their can of spray paint. They get out there powerful little sparkle dust, and they put a little spice on it, and they put a little design on it, and they put this, that, and the other, and they put their creativity on that standard. Okay, and I talk a lot to our guys about creativity. The higher up you get, man, it gets tough, right? It starts to become a job. It starts to suck, right? God, I got wrestling practice today. I love wrestling, but God, it sucks right now. I just hate every bit about it. Got camp next week. Going back to school soon. It sucks. I'm telling you, one of the biggest keys that'll continue to keep you fresh and fired up day after day, year after year, as you guys are chasing greatness, even when wrestling's done, is finding that creative fire and starting to look at stuff a little bit different. That creativity, and I'm not talking about, oh, coach, I can't draw, I can't color, I'm not good with art. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about your perspective. I'm talking about how you look at things. And it shouldn't always be the same, right? We got those people that they only look at something one way. You can't change their mind no matter how much you talk to them about it, how much you argue, how much data you give them to tell them that they're kind of off key on it, okay? But I'm telling you, if every now and then you just take a different angle at it, just look at it a little bit different, I promise you, you'll start getting more and more and more and more and more excited about the way you learn, the way you work, right, and the levels you're getting to. Okay, your creativity can take you an unbelievable amount further than you just getting up and grinding every day. Man, the grind isn't glorious a lot of times, right? The dirt doesn't taste very good. You know what I'm saying? You just wake up and it's every single day. Those guys that wake up fired up to do it every day are the guys that are creating that nice, fresh feeling every day, and that's your creativity. You know what? And if you struggle with it, you just got to get around somebody, hey, dude, you're fired up all the time, you got a great attitude. Man, you really look at things a different way. Let me get around you more. Change the way I think about this. Tell me it's not just work, all right? Because like Coach said, sometimes as coach, it's our job to come in here and run you through drills. It's our job to come in here and give you structured stuff, right? Sometimes you got to go find that creative balance on your own. You got to stay 10 minutes after practice. You got to come in and get that extra practice. I'm going to come in 1 hour every week, and I'm just going to be as creative as I possibly can with my technique, okay? That's not a lot to ask. But I guarantee you start making gains on your own, you start looking at stuff a little bit different, that fire will start coming back. Man, it's easy to stay fired up about that stuff. So it's something I've really been working with our guys on because we got a lot of really good guys in our club. We got some guys that are struggling. They're not winning at the level they want to right now, but they're putting in the work to win at that level. All right? So we just got to be creative with it. We got to stay fired up. We got to stay passionate about it. And then if we're struggling with it, we got to get around people that can keep us with a different perspective. All right? Does that make sense to everybody? You guys got to do it. If you understand that concept now, holy smokes. When you get out in the real world and you're trying to find a way to do something nobody's ever done, it'll be easy because you already think that way. You already take what everybody's already done and be like, all right, that's cool, but I'm going to do it this way. And they're going to be like, what are you doing? I'm just going to try it this way. Man, and then when it works, or it almost works, you go back and adjust a couple things, just like wrestling technique. I get as wild as I can with something. And I show it to some of my guys, and they're like, that is insane, coach. That's not going to work. Okay, well, let's dial it back a little bit. Oh, wow, that's going to work at a high level. Boom, we got something. How often are you doing that in your life? How often are you doing that in every aspect of your life? That's tough to do, okay? It's tough to do. You already got this box you got to deal with. Then you're telling me I got to do stuff on top of that? Man, that's tough, coach. Hey, guess what? It's worth it. It's worth it. You'll never regret putting in that extra work. You'll never regret changing your perspective and coming in the wrestling room fired up every day. Think about how many days you walked in your practice room last year for high school and you were fired up to be there. Man, I guarantee you it was probably in the 30s or 40s, right? Guys probably went to a lot of practices. Imagine if every day you walk in that practice room next year, you're fired up about being there and learning. You're fired up about being there. Imagine the gains you would have. Man, I would figure it out now. You know what, Coach? I was here 180 days last year in this practice room. 130 of them I was fired up to be here. I'm going to fix it this year. 50 more days of practice, imagine how much you could get better just by changing your perspective and being creative. We got it? All right, great day today. You guys got some games and stuff to do tonight. We'll be back at it tomorrow. Like I said, we'll tone it back a little bit tomorrow. Today was a little wild. We'll get a little bit more in y'all's comfort zone tomorrow. We'll have a good day again. Good? Questions for me? All right, cool. Anybody, I'll have shirts the whole time if you guys want to grab a shirt.